Welcome. On this channel, I do unscripted, unedited videos about Linux programming and stuff. I've been working on a little client-server multiplayer game thing. If you're interested in the details, you can find more information in the show notes. I am going to be picking up largely where I left off, which is some continued prompt engineering, trying to get this main game loop operating like I would want. So let's kind of just dive into the code here. So first I'll start out by copying video 50 to 51. Drop into 51. Do a make clean. So essentially with each of these videos, I am just kind of iterating on the prompt, trying to get just what I want. Learning at the same time. I'm letting Gemini kind of teach me about ePoll and some of the and how to use it. But the very first thing I want to address is that and here we'll just make clean, make. So this warning I want to address. So what it's doing is it's the macros in C99 and newer. Maybe it started with C11, but they don't allow you to have no variables when you define them with a variadic macro. And there's a couple of ways to solve it. You can write a much more complex macro that does some conditional evaluation to determine if it's being passed any variables. But a really easy way is just to here, let me find one. So 100 line 128 in servers. So vim server.c 128. A really simple way that I intend to use is you can just always pass an argument, right? So here I'm just saying, hey, we're just going to format a string that is exactly this string. Maybe a little clunky, but I actually like it a lot better than the very complex macro you end up defining to replace it. So I'm going to see if I can actually, one of the first things I want to do is to see if I can actually get Gemini to generate it that way. And so we're just going to do a quick update on the prompt here. I think I'm just going to include this down in the epilogue. So when writing C programs, always pass an argument to, so when writing C programs with variadic arguments, always pass at least one argument. That is literally the only change I'm going to make to this prompt for the moment. And we'll see what we get from that. I won't even run it. I'm just going to, so here I was doing some research on the different ways I could solve the problem. And here again, some research, and you can see some really ugly macros that it made. But my choice is just to always pass an argument. You're always passing a string. So just say format this string and be done with it. Except for, well, I guess as soon as it starts outputting the first like C program. Okay, so the other thing I want to do on this, I mean, we're really getting close with this prompt. It writes the code that I want today. The other thing that I want to do with this prompt is I want it to get it to break up the code a little bit more logically for me. I want to ensure that the queue is being put in its own file. I'd like to see the signal handling put in its own file. I'd love to see the majority of the network code being put in its own file. But I'm curious. I'm a little curious to see how it goes about doing that. Um, okay, so what we're going to be watching for here is a log info that has no um, um, I'm not actually seeing it use. So here we see a log. Oh, I wonder what it did. So let's go look at the definition of log. It did something very different. Um, where is um, ugh. Um, I've explicitly told it that I do not want um, um, I don't quite follow here. So, I mean, obviously, we're getting level format, whatever, and I think we're still going to get an error when we compile this. Um, as long as pedantic is defined. I think we will. I'm going to try it. I want to see the result. So let's, okay, so what is this? This is message.h. Let's download. So I need to go to 51 and download message.h. Um, and then I need, this is server.c. I could try and do a number of these things all at the same time. It might save me a few loops here. So this is server.c, and then this will be client.c. Mm-hmm. Right. Oh no, that was the dot file. This is client.c, and then this is flow dot. And this will be the make file. I'm disappointed in that result. Make file. Well, we should see what it does first, I guess. So make clean. Make. Let it make everything. Right. So we're still getting. It doesn't. It didn't do. It didn't do anything there. Certainly didn't do what I was asking. Okay. So is there a better way to? When writing C programs, make liberal use of logging. When writing variadic macros, when using variadic macros, ensure at least one argument is passed. I think it kind of was trying to do that. Um, um, I think it was trying to do that the way it was passing the info as a separate value. I mean, it didn't understand clearly. And I don't think I really expressed it differently enough here for it to change from the behavior from the last time. But I'm going to try and fix a couple of other things at the same time. So message, um, the server should define the, no, the, um, the maybe I'll put this at the end. Um, no, I don't want to. maybe I'll put it before I start defining the message. The queue and the queue workers signal. Let me see. Define. The server should provide an epo loop. We'll do it as a this way. Break the server into a few logical files like signal.c, network.c, q.c, worker.c. Okay, we'll see what that does to the code generation. I might be way off base. I've never tried anything like that before. We certainly haven't really addressed the varartic macro. I know how I want to do it. I just don't know if I can generate a prompt to cause it to happen. It'd be nice if I could figure that out, because then I would just bake it into the epilogue and it would just always be there. But it's also it's also kind of irrelevant, right? Because I don't need it. I mean, I can simply ignore it for now. And as I'm rewriting the code, the way I'm going to finally use it, I just implement it. So it's not like it's a necessary component. It's a nice feature if I could figure it out while I was doing this iterative loop of trying to define what's going on here. So the network. Okay, so it looks like it pretty much followed me straight up. We get the graph is. We haven't gotten the code yet. I've learned, or I've noticed in the previous though, when you start to break things up like this, is when you're more likely to have it not work. Common log.h and message.h. Oh, I want to see log.h. What did it do with that? Common files. So does it give a... I thought I seen a color thing here. Where was that? Yeah, level color stream format. Oh. Well, it definitely seems to have split it up more or less like I asked. I have no idea if it really logically makes sense what it split up. Um, what are we here? Where this is the server. So I want to see main now. Main really is just, hold it, let's come back up here a little bit. So that's handle client data, rearm epoll, clean up client, epoll event, handling a new connection, create and bind socket. Seems like, oh, that was network. I was wondering. Here's server, and then we have main, much cleaner, and the while loop, and then some shutdown. Client files. Hey, I think we're getting close. Okay, so let's actually try to run these. So a lot more files to deal with here. We're going to have make file first. So let's deal with make file. And then we'll do, is it still flow dot? I keep forgetting to give this a name. And now here we are log.h. And here we're message.h. And here we are signal.h. Oh, I'm going to have to fix up the structure because the makefile is going to expect it. But that's fine. So let's do, so we need, at this level, we're going to need server. And of course, the C program already exists. So I'm just going to, yeah, I'll fix it. Make clean. And so we need server. That's the folder name. Inside of the folder, we are going to have signal.h. I probably should just be I'm just going to do these all in flat into the directory and then move them around afterwards. It's just quicker. Signal.c, it goes in server. We're at q.h. Okay, so this, I was kind of, maybe it was a dumb idea to ask it to break it up. Q.c, worker.h, and then worker.c. Network.h. But I think we're really close to the end here. Network.h, network.c. The end of the iterative prompting, I guess. Network. Is it network that I'm doing right now? I already forgot. I was started to talk. It is, right? Yeah, this is network. Network.c. And then we have server.c. And then client.c. Yep. Okay. Clear. Was client.c supposed to be in its own directory client? Yep. So we need two directories. Make clean. And then make directory server and make directory client. And then let's go look at the top. They had this, it output this structure. So we got client common is the other one. Make directory common, and in common goes log and message. So move log into common, move message into common. In client is just client. So move client.c into client, and then move all other H files into server, move all other C files into server. So let's tree server. We get client, move. So let's tree client. We have client. So RM server client.c, tree server. We got network queue server, signal and worker. Okay, network queue server, signal and worker. Yep. And then log and message and tree common make. I think it worked. We'll look here in a second. Make client. No, maybe it didn't. Linking client, blah, 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 cannot open output file. Client is a directory. Yeah, so asking it to break it up. So let's just make directory bin, and let's just edit the make file. Let's just get it to work. Vim make file, and let's do that. See if it works. Make client. Make server. User function handle. Multiple definitions of handle, new network network queue create. So clear vim common .h. So we are wrapping these. Vim server. I was just checking. I thought maybe it wasn't wrapping them, and we were getting multiple includes. That's not the issue. Yeah, I kind of suspected as soon as I was realizing I was asking it to break it up that I was kind of asking for trouble. Let's see if we can just make clean, make server. What do we get? So we're getting plenty of the C99 stuff. Let's remove pedantic. That'll clear that up. Vim make file. Oops. So let's just get rid of that. That'll get rid of most of the that C99 requires stuff. Make clean, make server. Okay. User bin LD server network. Oh, in function held. Let's start with tree bin. Make client. Tree bin. Okay, so that makes just fine. Oops. Bin client. No, nothing to connect to. Makes sense. Make clean, make server. So we're getting multiple definitions of default source. These will be in the Vim server .c files. Let's get rid of that one. I do not want to use this. Where is it using it? AS printf. Oh, it's in the I just want to grep rnas printf in the server folder. It isn't even there. Oh, maybe it's in common. Nope, it's not even there. Vim server, all the C files. Don't need that one. Don't need that one. Don't need. I'm just getting rid of these default sources. They're double definitions. This, yeah. it really starts to have a lot harder time when you start breaking the code up into multiple files. Okay, make clean, make. We're still getting additional default sources. I missed some. Server view. What's it saying? Oh no, that was just the compiler output. So in the network O function handle new connection, there's multiple definitions of handle new connection. So let's grep rn handle new connection in server. So we clearly define it on network, in network H on, so server.c also seems to define a handle, and it is the exact same damn thing. So let's go to server.c 44. No. If we're assuming, so why is it not defining, okay. Why is it not including the various files? So ls one server did I not replace this one? Let's just let's start with that. Maybe I didn't. So let's go back up to server. So this is log. That's queue. That's worker. Network. Too many server.c. Okay, so let's download server.c and replace that one. Now if I vim server.c. Okay, I must not have downloaded it before. Make clean, make server. Unknown type, sigatomic H. Man, sigatomic. Not HT. It is defined in signal.h, according to that. We are including, is it having a hard time with, vim server signal. What else has to be true for, it's defined in C17. We got default source. What in the heck? Unknown types. This is happening in server C. Server. So what happens if I do both of these? Okay, it looks like we generated everything. I'm not real sure what the order problem was here with so let's see if we can figure it out. Server signal C. I mean, the first thing it does is get signal to H. I don't know. Clearly, clearly this was getting used before it was defined, was the problem before. Okay, so now the big question though is, does it run? So what we're going to do here is we'll do split panes, split down. We'll go bin server. Seems to be happy. We'll go bin client. It does not. Well, I think this video is already long, so it looks like this is where we end. And then I come back to trying to figure out whether I actually do care enough to pursue splitting this up into multiple files with a prompt. I mean, I certainly can do this when I'm converting the code, in for my own actual use. Interesting. Oh, it didn't even shut down. That one shut down fine. So I wonder, just to be sure, let's make sure I downloaded the right client here. Or I mean, I'm building the right one. So this should be in client, replace. So let's make clean, make, yeah, so we got the new one because we got the complaint there, but it's just a warning. So server, oops, bin server, and bin client. Yep. Okay, so definitely don't work. Client didn't shut down well either. So multiple problems, all to be resolved in the next video. That was not exciting. See everyone there.